Hello and welcome again. Lovely to have you with us. Been a while since we did a craft video. It is a craft week, even though, as usual, I've been doing loads of stuff in the garden. It's that time of year. With the heat, though, it's been really hot. Just on my driveway last week, it was over 30 degrees centigrade. And the plants were wilting, even though they had plenty of water. It's just that the ground was actually so warm it wilted them. But they recovered. But as a result, going into the garden to work was just way too hot past 10 o'clock in the morning when it was past 25 degrees. So I was out in the garden for at least 2 days by 5 o'clock in the morning. 5 o'clock in the morning. But I was doing silent gardening. I'll give you an update on that another time. In between the gardening appointments, running around, I've been crafting. So I thought it was about time to give you a craft update since the last time you saw them. It doesn't look on the surface like there's much changed, but I can promise you there's been a heck of a lot of difference. So why don't you just watch what I'm doing for a bit while I natter. Let's move you around a bit, shall we? There we go. Oh, let's make sure I don't trip up on you. Oops, sorry about all the shaking. The neighbour has also just finished mowing the lawn. Right, so what I've been doing, all these tiny little details, and especially the faces, look at that. And each of them have almost different expressions. I've loved doing them. I always love doing them. They're all different, each one of them. Not quite the same as the one before. This set have all the icicles, the little swirls, and a few hearts as well. A couple have got stars too. And the elves. Fancy little tips to the hat, little mittens, swirly bits, and of course the glittery trim. The angels not quite finished yet. Well, they're finished, but the wings aren't, because the wings still have to have the glitter on the tops. So they'll be like that when they're done. You remember how they were last time. So that's what they'll look like when they're done. The trees are different this time, but I like the way these ones turned out. They got hearts and stars on this one, bows and icicles with a little snow tip. The bottom of this one has only got the faded, blended metallic paint, because the green was a bit dark to have the snow on the bottom like the pink ones. It just would not work with that one. And then the pink ones have got little hot air balloons, icicles, bows and baubles. And it does have glitter on the bottom and the top. The elves are a bit different on these, obviously. They've got the striped scarves, different details, and the hair at the back on these. I also did hair on the back of the green ones, and they're not. And those are all different again, see? And these ones have a different tip. They've got little dots that have got glitter on them. I don't know if you can tell in this light. And then the bottom. Oh, it's not quite dry yet. Oh, so I'm going to have to go over and check that. I'm waiting for these to dry. And I'm not finished doing them yet. These Santas also. A little bit different. The light is not very good on these. You can't tell very well, but I really like them. The pink ones always come out really lovely. And the angel's pretty similar to the others. Really do like them. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. And their wings are slightly different as well. different to the green ones. You just have to go with what works best with the color scheme. Try to keep them a little bit more plain than usual, but it didn't work. Can't help myself. So what I'm busy doing, after all the tiny, tiny details, and I mean, look at their faces. Just little smiley faces. And some have got open eyes because they're not quite laughing eyes. And the Santa's eyes, look at those. Those are absolute tiny, tiny details. But yeah. So what I'm doing is I'm just, for the ice, for the snow, I put a layer of glue on there, and it's the glitter glue, craft glitter glue, the acrylic one. And then I'll take a toothpick and make sure it gets in the little nooks and crannies where I want it. So the little ledge gets it. You know, when it's snowing, it falls on the ledges, not on every surface. So just do that. I'm going to make sure it's not like a stripe on the outside. Then I take my my glamour dust. I call it my fairy dust. Sprinkle it on the glue. Knock it off as much as possible. And there you go. Now I just have to wait for it to dry. As long as I've got the windows open, it'll only take about an hour or two to dry properly. And once that's done, I will give them all a very careful once over to check there's nothing I've missed, or if there's no scratches or anything anywhere. And then I shall varnish them. I use the paper folded in half to gather up the glitter and pour it back in the tube. I normally do that after about 3 or 4 characters. Then I don't have to do it with everyone. And that's the tricky job. That's how I do that. So it is going to be too tedious and painful to show you everything I do, so I'm just going to carry on nattering. Oh, tell you what, I'm going to glue on my hands. Oh, right. This is crunch time. I have given myself this deadline to get these 10 sets completed by tonight, because it's looming. And hang on, the council, the local authority we rent our home from, are going to be doing the re-roofing, putting new felt and tiles, fascia boards, gutters. I told you that in the last video, I think in the garden video, and they're going to be doing that. And this today, they just came to say they'll be coming in a week's time to put up the scaffolding. So that means we have to remove all that plastic roofing off the pergola and the potting shed. It's forecast to rain Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, which is typical. I don't know how we're going to do it. So we're going to have to get some tarpaulins to cover, move the things into the center of the garden that we need out the way, cover it with tarpaulin, or just move it out the way of the scaffolding. We'll rejig things when the scaffolding's up a bit, just to protect them more. Yeah, a little bit of upheaval next week. That's why I want this lot finished tonight. By the time I go to bed, I want them finished. The glitter will be all done soon. As soon as they dry, I will varnish them. So between them drying and varnishing, I'll get supper, then the varnishing, and then hopefully before bed I'll put the felt on the bottom, so that the felt has got a soft protective layer underneath to protect furnishings and what have you. So that's the plan for today. I need it done tonight. And it's already almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I was really keeping on top of the housework. It was doing really well. But this week, been pushing with the crafts to get it finished ASAP for this lot. I mean, there's another lot in the box there, but that can wait. I need at least 2 weeks break so that I can get back on track with all the roofing stuff and the housework. Catch up on stuff there. Yeah. I'm wondering now. I'm just nattering off and drifting away. The garden has been absolutely lovely, even with the drought. And that's probably because of the drought and the slugs haven't been able to get out in the dry weather to eat all the red hot pokers and a few other things. I have got beetroot and carrot seedlings that I direct sowed, which are coming up. You saw how I direct sowed them, and I watered the trench, and I've been watering twice a day to make sure they stay moist. Although I didn't do it this morning, I shall have to do it today, preferably within the next, well, when I've done with the glittering bits, I'll go and water them. But they're coming up, and they haven't yet. They have not been attacked by the slugs. So hopefully, and I feel, let's have that abundant mindset thing. They won't be attacked by the slugs because I'm not watering last thing at night or in the evening anytime, because that's when the slugs come out more, when it's cooler and moist. So I'm not watering late in the day. I'm watering in the morning and in the late afternoon. So hopefully it's not too wet on the surface of the soil, making it easy for slugs. We've got a hedgehog there. I spotted a hedgehog. I haven't seen it since. It must have got a fright because I let Buttons out to the toilet at night, and there was this hedgehog. But I know there's a hedgehog. Oh, sorry. The birds are thriving. The wild birds are thriving in the garden. We are feeding them, but they are eating aphids, and the roses look lovely. I've shown you pictures of those. Not much else to update. Not much news. It's just the craziness of everyday stuff. Boring stuff. But, you know, stuff I'm grateful for. I have been thinking a lot lately. Let me put you back down to the crafts. Thinking a lot lately about a positive, not positive, abundant mindset changes and making, especially in the way that I speak to myself, my self-talk, just generally how things are working, how I want them to work, and especially with my health. I said at the beginning of the year I needed to get on top of things. Obviously, as with every single year and every week, life just gets in the way, and I'm letting it. We have actually made some positive change that has been making a big difference to my ability to keep up with the housework and back to just strengthening my relationship with hubby, because we are so busy, usually 7 days a week. We don't really get time for each other. I mean, even at night, I'm working. Even if it's not crafts, it's housework or it's family, extended family. And so claiming that 4th week in the month back and saying, no, look, 1 week of the month, we're not going to have the grandchildren stay over, which is absolutely painful emotionally, because I love having them around. But I can feel the need and the benefit of actually doing that now. And it is paying off in that I'm starting to, I feel, even though I'm physically, there's a lot more I need to do to get back to fitness. But I mean, like, seriously, I'm not fitting in fitness in between everything else I've got to do, and I really need to prioritize it, but there's things that just need to be done. These crafts have to be completed. The gardening has to be stayed on top of. The housework needs to be stayed on top of, because I don't want to make a rod for my own back by not staying on top of it. You know what I mean? And, you know, for now, for this season, I'm just focusing on doing what I can do and enjoying it, starting to find things to be grateful for in everything that I'm doing. I'm making it, I've always been able to be grateful for my blessings and count them and recognize it, but I think I'm refocusing, not just being grateful, but being specific in my gratitude and deliberate. And it has made a huge difference to my outlook, to my mood, and even noticing even more blessings that we have that I might not have noticed before. So I am truly blessed and grateful. We had, you know, I've spoken to you in the other videos about what our dream originally was and our ambitions, our goals, and we still have that dream of, you know, back to the land, having some land, even if it's just like small holding. But as I've said before, and many times, recognizing that that's not going to happen just yet, and might not actually be the best thing for us. And if we got something like that, it might not be what we could actually handle. And I don't want to live my life looking for the greener grass on the other side, you know? And then by the time that happens, we'll be too knackered to enjoy it, let alone be able to get things up and running the way we need to, because whatever place you get would never be good enough for your needs. So you'd have to make changes, and that would cost money and time and physical effort that I really just don't want to do right now. I think I just want to make the most of what I have got, enjoy it, and continue on my simplifying journey. And that journey is not simplifying, that just complicates things and makes things more difficult. I want to enjoy what we do have, recognizing the blessings we have been given, and make the most of it and enjoy it while I still can. Yeah, that's been kind of the focus mentally. Right, I need to get on with these crafts. I promise that I will show you what they're like when they're finished. I promise, I will do. Because, you know, every single time I do these crafts, I keep forgetting to take photographs. And then just like with these sets, I come to paint them and then I can't find the photographs of the full set of 4 that I could work off, because I've never made a set for myself. We've never made a set for us. So I don't have a physical one. I've only got photographs, and I haven't been taking all-round photographs to check every angle and every color detail. So I've had to wing it. But I think they come out nice. I think they come out really nice. I've enjoyed doing it. And I think that's the thing. That's what I'm talking about, this mindset thing that I'm working on. To change my perspective and attitudes, and to be grateful in different ways. It's not much of an interesting video this week. I wish I could do more. I wish I could do those videos like I have done in the past of you watching me paint, but that would take hours. And this video is gonna come to you totally raw and unedited and full of whatever mistakes, but that's okay. I'm just getting it up there. If you could hear the traffic, I apologize. I have closed all the windows and the vents so that you didn't hear it very much. I haven't, no, I'm not going to mention that I haven't been able to do. I am just focusing what I have done and plan on getting on with the stuff that I still need to do as well. Oh my goodness. I want to have a chat with you again about more of my origins, about more of my my values, my goals, because they're evergreen. They're not just New Year's stuff. They're evergreen goals, and they're about the way my mind works, about faith, about love of nature, love of people, things like that. So I might lose a couple of subscribers not interested in boring stuff like that, but it's interesting to me, and it's interesting, I suppose, to some people. So if there is anything in particular you'd like to know, any questions you have, make it more interesting for you, the viewer, why don't you ask me the questions? Put them down in the comments section at the bottom. Oh, and don't forget to read the description boxes sometimes, because sometimes as I'm editing or putting all the information on the videos, things come to mind that I didn't actually put in the video. So, you know, there's stuff sometimes in the description box. I don't bother with Facebook much anymore, except to repost the videos. I haven't put albums up for so long, just because there's more important things to do at the minute. But yeah, there's a lot to do, but I'm looking forward to it. And I am doing stuff. I've got the propagator on the windowsill there, but I haven't had it switched on for ages, and I've still got a few plants that need to come out, but they have survived the afternoon sun that comes through this window. I mean, by 3 o'clock we have to shut the curtains because the heat and the sunshine that comes through this window is just unbearable. Lovely and warm, but well, it's not lovely and warm, it's scalding hot. You know, people, another mindset thing is people complaining about this heat and a drought, because there is a drought everywhere you look. All the greens, all people's lawns, where they cut the grass, it is brown. There's no green grass because we haven't had any rain, not where we are. I mean, other parts of the country have had rain. We've had nothing. We had a sprinkling last week. We were forecast lightning and thunderstorms. It never showed up. We had little sprinkling that lasted a few minutes. Each time, maybe 3 times we had sprinklings, nothing that would actually penetrate the soil. But and people are complaining about the heat. We had a long, cold, horrible winter. Don't complain about it. Enjoy it. Folks pay a fortune to go on holiday to Mediterranean and other climes, looking for the heat and the sun. And I mean, here where we live, we're very close to a number of seaside places, so, and we could go to the seaside for the day and come back to our home. You know, we have this lovely weather at the moment that people pay a fortune for, and we've got it for free. We can carry on with our daily lives and still make a day trip in between to the seaside, or out into the mountains, or somewhere else, you know. So, yeah, I'm sweltering. I'm suffering, but I'm suffering in joy and enjoying the opportunity for summer. It passes quickly. It'll be gone soon. You know, it's only supposed to be officially started according to the calendar. Not nature's seasons, but man's reckoning at time. Summer is beginning, but so it means spring is over. Spring has been over a couple of weeks already, as far as nature's concerned, where we are in this estate. We've been in summer for the past month almost, and it's lovely, really lovely. I shall enjoy it while it lasts. That's why, did I tell you? Yes, 2 mornings I was in the garden at 5 o'clock in the morning, so that the hope was that I'd be finished by 10 o'clock when it got too hot. But yesterday it was gone 12 o'clock. Yeah, it was around 12 o'clock. and it was scorching, properly browning nicely. But there you go. I am going to finish this work quick before I get supper done and then carry on with it. I'm repeating myself. It's probably best to save your sanity and leave you now. While I moved this table back to this side of the room and I'm looking out the window all the time. It's a distraction, but I need the natural light for the crafting and for everything else. So I've moved the room around again. Things have changed, but I can't help it. There's a garden out there and the wild birds are visiting and it just looks so pretty, and I just keep looking up. And of course, when pedestrians go by or cars, it just, my peripheral vision catches it and I catch myself looking up, and then I'm a few seconds at a time wasting time. I'm not even looking at you when I'm talking to you because I'm looking out the window. I'm sorry, I'll work on that. I promise next time. Maybe I should just put the camera on the table facing me while I'm looking out the window. Oh, anyway, today is Thursday, so I am going to be planning on getting this all out of the way and do a quick in the morning dash through the whole house to make sure I'm ready for the weekend so that I can focus on spending time with the grandchildren. Can't wait to see them. I know I could see them any time of the week, but it's not the same as spending the weekend with them. Yeah, because I have to be strict. I have to be strict. I say work is work. That many days of the week, work is work, and I have to set it aside to actually get stuff done. Otherwise, I am never going to get work working for us if I don't knuckle down and get strict on time and management. Yeah. Okay, folks. It's been nice for a little natter and a catch-up, or there's been nothing specific, just to show you where we're at. What's wrong with a chat? A chat is always better when it's two-way, so I can't wait for there to be more subscribers and people watching all the way through the videos so that I could actually go live at some point. I mean, that's a daunting thing because it means getting used to being able to talk to you and read comments at the same time. But I'd love to be able to go live and have a proper chat with you. So let's get the word out there. If you haven't already done so, do subscribe, do like, do share. Please watch the videos right the way through, or even if you're not watching, just put it on while you're working and let it run so that I can get to 1,000 subscribers and be able to have a two-way conversation with you for a change. Until then, there's the comment section below. I love hearing from you. I'm so grateful for your comments and your support and your encouragement. You're a bunch of wonderful people. Thank you so much. So until then, just, ask questions, whatever you want to know. If not, this is what you get. If you don't ask specific questions, then this is just what you're going to get, me rambling. I got to tell you something. You might as well have what you want to know. Also, if there's any specific types of videos you want me to make. Okay? So until next time, lovelies, take care and have a good weekend. Bye-bye.